Hey guys, how's it going? So what am I working on now? I got this 2015 Hyundai Sonata. It got towed in for a no start. I wasn't here for that. I should let me rephrase that. I was here for that. Turned out to be a starter. I wasn't here to actually do the repair. However, the customer said something's not right with the car and something doesn't feel right. I turned the motor over by hand and something didn't feel right. Not sure what. So over the weekend, Mo put a starter in this thing, and he says it does run. He says, however, I want you to drive it. He's not here today, it figures. So let's start this thing up and let's see what we got. I did scan it for codes that day just to see, and there were no codes in anything. So let's just see. Let me start this. All right, the motor sounded okay when it started. We got to check engine light now. Okay, well, that's kind of a good thing. I already loaded it on my scanner. I didn't do anything yet, though. Exhaust cam position, timing over advanced system performance, P1400. Yeah, that could create some kind of power issues. But Mo said he drove it and something just wasn't right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this thing up the road and I'm going to see what's going on with it. And we're going to go from there. It's weird that it would set a exhaust cam code now. And like I said, I did scan it and it had no codes, nothing. And it's not like the battery was dead either. The battery was never dead. So I'm just really curious what's going on with that. I noticed that Pontiac G5, the one I just put a motor in, is actually here, and I don't know why. Nobody said anything to me about it, so we're going to look into that. But let's go for a road test. So I got up to the church, and now that the engine's hot, now that the engine's hot, it's starting to make some noise. It sounds like this thing's got some lower end noise too. It's definitely not smooth. So let's go out on the road here and let's see what's going on. Hopefully you can hear it. Sometimes it's hard to hear through the video, I know that. I got cars coming down the road. I'm just waiting for them to clear. Okay. I get my new glasses tomorrow. Hold on. I'll tell you what. Power is down. That cam must be... Can you hear it? There it goes. Whoa, yeah. This motor's shot. Yeah. Can you hear it? I'm thinking you heard. Ugh. I can hear that. All right. Yeah, this thing's gonna need a motor. See, now something like this, could you take it apart and put bearing halves in it, stuff like that? Probably. It does have 144,000, I think, on it. However, some of these did have a warranty on their motors that was extended. So, gotta call Hyundai to find out if the VIN number falls into their category of what's good, what's not, or what's warranted, what's not. But let's say this was a regular motor in your car. Could you put bearing halves in it and be okay? Yeah, probably, you know. Would I do that for a customer's car like this? Probably not. Why? Because to me, I could do so much more in that period of time it's going to take me to fix that customer's motor. In the end, you're not saving any money, at least because paying a technician, paying a mechanic, paying somebody like me to put new bearing halves in it, polish the crank up with I can't think of the name of the stuff, but anyway, to polish the crank up to make sure that there's no nicks or burrs in it or anything like that, you know, to get it nice and smooth again, you know, to do all of that in the truck, in the vehicle, in the car, whatever. cheesecloth. That's what I meant to say. There's also another name for it, but anyway, I think you understand what I'm saying. To do all of that, the amount of labor involved, I could swap a motor a heck of a lot easier and with a lot less time. So you're really not saving a customer an awful lot of money. And from past experience, something else goes wrong shortly thereafter. You got to remember something too. The camshafts in these engines, the cylinder head itself is its own bearing. So a lot of times you're going to get, when you get bearing wear down below, you get bearing wear up top. So a camshaft that doesn't have a bearing like these, usually the head wears. Could a machine shop repair that? Absolutely, they can repair that. However, what's the cost to doing that? We could buy a complete vehicle and do a driveline swap, and yeah, it might cost a couple of bucks more, but now all of a sudden you're gonna have a 150,000 mile car with a 60,000 mile engine and transmission. So, oh, did you hear that? So it's like, at what point is the value for the customer the priority? And it's like, as far as I'm concerned, most of the times I try to do the best job for the best value. And if I think it's going to be a little bit more money to put an engine and transmission in than it is to fix what's there, I'd rather put an engine and transmission in and fix what's there. If I didn't have a choice, if I couldn't find a motor, that's a different story. If it's just a patch job to get somebody back on the road, that's another story. But there again, we're talking quite a bit of labor expense. So let me just come to a stop here and re-accelerate. Actually, I'm not going to come to a full stop, just in case. You can hear it now. And the motor's definitely dogged out. Woo! Yeah. Hear it? Okay. Let me get this thing back to the shop, and then we'll finish this video. So yeah, yeah, this thing's done. Plus, with the cam codes, the cam position codes, you know, who knows what's causing that? You know, could it be stretched timing chains? Anything's possible. So, at what point, you know, I'm just trying to show you, at what point is it worth fixing what's there versus replacing what's there? Like I said, we're going to call the dealer first and find out, because it's very possible this engine could still be covered. We just had one last week where the motor was covered, and it's up at Kia right now getting a motor. Kia, Hyundai, same company. Some of you don't realize that. But yeah, so that's about it. All right, so hopefully you're getting something out of my videos. If you are, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.